About the how you going to get all these documentations, let's say whatever you have here, onto the title block. Of course, first thing first, you need to have a title block. So title block is under what we call sheets here. Okay. So basically, you can go to your view tab under the sheets competition, this area. Okay, so this one here, sheets, creates a page for a document set, like what we call your those presentation drawing title block. All right. Here is to place a view. So in 3D, you can't. You only need you must at the title block area. Now for Revit title block, they are very so-called unique compared to AutoCAD. You can see here, you can create a title block separately on your own. Okay. If you learn AutoCAD, you know what is called paper space, model space, right? Here in Revit, we don't have a paper space, model space, but the functionality is similar to that kind of a sense. Is that because we have this paper space, model space, we can determine the so-called the plot size of a paper. For Revit, you can see that we don't have anything. Even let's say I start a new title block, they give us the paper. You can see that if let's say I select A1 size, same as the Archi and structure, they just simply give you the actual paper size. Meaning what? Meaning this is exactly A1 size paper. See that? 841 by 594. So your component must be inside here. Okay? Mm-hmm. So normally this 4 line is not locked. So you can see that I can move. So some users don't know, they call it a just it. You go and print, become truncated. So when you let's say decide that, oh, I need to build my own title block, you first thing first need to do what is you're gonna pin them in case you accidentally shift the size away. Then you go to create, you click line, you just go to pick line, or if you want rectangle also can. Offset 10 mm. Pick a point inside space bar. Take it as this is the boundary. Outside is the actual paper. This is the boundary. So you need to do title block from everything that is there. This 4 line will not be printed. Is this one here? What we want it will be printed. So actual fact, these 4 lines, you pin. You can change the contrast color to lighter tone if you want. Don't touch, because from here you can see you can confuse. So this is your effective area. Another word for that. So it must be separately done. Yeah. Okay? Don't worry, I'm not going to teach you all this here. Just to let you know. So I'm going to quit this. So it's a family. In Revit here, default, they already have the title block there, but it's by Autodesk. And this is just something that is sample. See that A1 matrix? If I say pick this and okay, this is how it look like. This is their sample title block. Don't know whether US or what they are. Are they using that or just a sample? Right, in Singapore we are not going to use this because it's too simplified. Alright, anyway, that your this BIM manager, or you want to use the PCA given title block as a sample, use from there also can. Alright, but important thing is how am I going to drag and drop my view here. So when you drag and drop your view, basically is all your plans for MEP. especially together with your documentations. So sometimes certain view you meant to be documentation, right? How to adjust them as documentation. Let's say this 1 and 2. You see a subdiscipline? You can change this to documentation. So separate that. Model is model, documentation is documentation. You can have that. Then these are the view you want to capture and put here. Alright, for instance, let's say this one. How you going to drag and drop? Two way, huh? First, place view. You select the view, it'll show you all your plans, all your models, all the file to be here. Then you can choose which one to be placed here. Then just say add to sheets. You'll be here. A few steps. But normally I prefer this method. Select first, then left click and hold, you drag and you drop. Faster. I prefer this. Okay? Then when I inserted this is how it look like. It's a bit too small, right? And you can see the entire block. We can't do any changes. So the next step is what? Select your view. Activate view. Then you'll be same as your scaling. So this is 1 is to 200, 100 very small. I can change the scale factor. 1 is to
25. 25.
200. Ooh.
No, 25.
25.
Yeah.
Then?
Quite small.
Quite okay, yeah.
No, bigger lah.
Too big, right?
I think can change to 10. What is that?
You want to occupy the whole sheet, ah?
Is it?
No lah.
Oh,
Of
so
course I
there's
could build.
another- Okay. Yeah.
This is only part of your mod building. Like, you mean one sheet, one portion, one. That means how many A1 size you want to give?
Okay.
No need, right? And they one model, one stack of paper. People don't cut down paper, you stack of paper. No need, eh? Just have an idea, the size people can see. Alright, but anyway, you can add in or change any scale factor. Maybe I want one is to 50, 25, or 35, or 40. Because when you say here, these are your common scale. Alright? There's a 1 is to 35, but it's very rare. Custom, yes. Custom here. But there's a scale rule that is have 1 is to 75. But normally 3D model, we don't care about the scale. Just to show people how the schematic all the while is not to scale, right? Very speaking. Just to make sure it's feasible, people can understand and read. Important read what? Read your label, read your annotation, read your documentation that you spec there. This is U1, this is WC, what's the dimension, you know, what is the pipe size. This is what people want to see. That's all.
Sure. Why the text becomes like,
Sorry?
why the text becomes so small?
By the what?
The text. No, the text on the label.
Why?
I cannot see
The
it.
text later lah, don't worry. Because you set it smaller, that's why it's even smaller.
Scale.
You see? So sometime if you know, you can want to change. So how to change? Text, right? Right click. Create similar? No. Select all instances, visible in view. Change lah, 2.5 low, 3.4 is okay. See? Don't worry. That's why I create small first, so that we have chances to change bigger is okay. Because all this scaling thing will not scale your model, you scale your text only. It basically scale the annotation. So once done, right click, deactivate view. Then you move, shift them. Or you want to crop your view smaller, closer. How? Simple. Select again, activate view. From here, you see this fella here, show crop region. Crop nearer. Like that. Done. Off again. Right click. Deactivate view. It's smaller now. It's smaller now. My text like that. This is what we call your view title. So this view title is too long because it's based on the name here. So actual fact, you can only put the spell ISO, or just ISO will do. People understand it's isometric. And because of the space is too short, it's cramped, two lines. So all this can be added. Here are the tricks. How to move my text closer to here. Sometimes you drag over this, like you see this, there's a bubble, there's a line, right? The line can be very long, no? So the trick is, if you want to move only, you select the text and you move it yourself. Somewhere here.
Inside the box.
No need. Just let go. As long as don't overlap. Then if let's say this line too short or too long, you got to select the box. You see the line here? There's a grid. Drag the grid. It's two different.
And put it down a little bit.
Okay. Now to modify the text, let's say prefer one whole sentence, not two lines. How to do that? Select this view title. It's called viewport, right? Now what is the annotation here for this fella? Families, annotation symbol, view title. See this fella. Right click, add it. You see the box here? Name here. Longer. Learn to project. Plumbing. Okay. Override. No. How come there's no scale? Because 3D no scale. Okay. If it's 2D, there's a scale factor. But actual fact there's a scale factor, it just says it doesn't show. But right here it's supposed to show some scale factor.
But maybe because you don't have the distance. So they don't know this guy. Oh, yeah.
No, should have, because we scale this, remember?
Yeah.
When you go to activate view, we scale this, it should show 1:25. Yeah. But normally 3D we don't really care. It's a plan view that people are worried. I mean, people like to cautious on that. So deactivate view. So this is how you can adjust. So the name here you can't retype here. I simply just retype here. Rename. Let's say isometric. Make shorter a bit lah. Let's say like that lah. See now. To get this line longer, select your frame, drag longer, like that. So you can easily make changes. So you adjust your view here and there nicely done. Okay. Then you might say, hey Bernard, this guy is still rabbit. How am I going to output this to become an AutoCAD drawing? Then that's important. Because sometimes it's to add 2D thing information or 2D modification already. Because this is just for conceptual people prefer doing AutoCAD. Okay, fine. You go to export. CAD format, right? As DWG. You have this DWG export. Before I make any changes or anything here, first thing first, where? This one. Modify export setup. You've got to do your layer change. Okay, your layer, right? Because you've got to follow the BCA government standards. Or we call it what? Singapore is what? CP83 layering standards. Just select this, automatically they swap for you. So default, actual fact, you should do before all those things. That means you start a project, right? You should change your setting to this already. If not, you can do later because by default, this is a US template. So they base on US AIE standards. But Singapore, we got to base on this. So you can do before or after your project. If you know all this preparation, you should do before. But here, normally, this is our last focus. That's why I don't really come into this. That's why I say some classes I never talk about this. Alright? Then the rest is how you want the line to be, how your hash pattern to be, your text, if it's different from AutoCAD. Because sometimes you have some unique thing. But to what I feel is, if as long as Autodesk and Autodesk, nothing much to be changed because it's similar to that. Unless you import something on your own. Maybe I get some font from Adobe, Photoshop. Wow, very unique one. AutoCAD don't have. Then different. You have to change something. That's why when you know that, hey, my company need to swap, transfer file from Revit to AutoCAD, you must try to use the hash patterns, the font style, simple. Keep it simple. So when you transfer over, or convert over, you have less problem on the text height, size, all this thing. Alright? So remember, even your units also same thing. So default is really in your AutoCAD, so it's okay. Not much of an issue on this. Okay? See, you can even convert to what format. If you are using Revit 2019, actual fact is 18 and 19. But here, because they don't have 18 installed, if not, you should see AutoCAD 2018 form. Alright, so now I think safe side is still on 13. So your 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 people can read. Those at 12, 11, sorry. They can't open anymore. Okay? Done? Click OK. Then you choose what type of file. But here you can see only one, right? So normally when you are giving to customer, you only give out the layout sheets. For internal, we can do everything. It's not more on a conceptual or everything. Then you choose how you want it. In session view and sheet set. Then below here, how you want. Everything in the model. So I can choose which one to go, which one to want. Every view. Alright? You can turn on, turn off. Then you want to save it as a setting. If not, just simply go next. Of course, now I go next, nothing will be exported because I never hired anyone. Okay? Let's say I want only this layout sheets. So which one? Look for sheets. To break down, sheets inside. There's only one. This is the one. That is not named. I didn't change anything because it's still under A architecture. It should not be A, right? It should be what?
P.
Plumbing. Because MEP. But so far they only have M and E. They don't have P. So it should be under M. Mechanical. Alright, so done. You go to next. Then you start to export. From here, you prefer the long file name or different format. You also can be choose from here. Then just how it goes. Then it become an AutoCAD. Now, in Revit, if your view display as a 3D, like this. Now, it's a 2D because on the layout sheets. But in your all those view here, if it's a 3D view, what you see from here, you export to AutoCAD, it's a 3D view. If it's a 2D on a plan like this, you export to AutoCAD, it's a plan. Means it's automatically flattened. Questions? That's all.